Ooh. The Skaven. Stabby stabby the man thing. Fanatical worshippers of disease. They really needed a overhaul, like I said. Is it new plague models? New plague rats? New plague monks? Ooh. Or is it just a small group of them? I think it's just a small group of them. Disgusting appearance. Yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame. That needed to be. They need a full new, kind of like refreshing new models. Don't get me wrong, I like the old models, but some new ones would be nice.
So a new Warhammer Underworld warband for Skaven clans Pestilence, the Clawpack. What do we know about these?
So this is Skabbiks Plaguepack.
Sorry.
6
They're all
absolutely
stinky
fantastic
boys.
brand new models. This is the first Pestilence minis in
A
part
long
of a
time.
decade.
Yeah, long time.
As you can see there, they come with a little pet rat because everybody loves a pet.
All the best Warhammer Underworld warbands have, I bet.
Indeed. So the clans Pestilence, they worship the Great Horned Rat in the form of the Great Corruptor. And what they seek to do is basically unlock the 13 Great Plagues, which have been scattered by the Great Corruptor, in order to basically bring about a kind of diseasey, sticky apocalypse type thing across the mortal realms. They've managed to achieve 9 of them so far, following the clues in their Liber's Pestilent. So they're doing pretty well. And Skabbiks has basically followed these clues down into the Weird Hollow. So the Weird Hollow is the tunnels and caverns and stuff that's below the Gnarlwood, sort of infused with the same arcane energy from the Eye of Chotek. And down there you get...
I really want to pick up some Skaven models just to paint them. I really do like Skaven, even though I don't play any of the old stuff. If I did, that's probably the army that I would choose.
All sorts of like weird lights that will corrupt and transform you, or the temperature will rapidly drop and increase, freeze and burn you. So, you know, it's not the best place to go find things, but considering these are the same group that decided they want to steal a hair off of Kragnos, they're they're crazy enough to do it.
Fair enough. I mean, if we dwell on the miniatures for a little bit before we dive into the rules, the Warhammer Underworld warbands are almost universally beautiful archetypes of the faction that they represent. These miniatures are really, really nice.
Like
this is, I think, the third Skaven warband we've seen for Warhammer Underworlds, but it's the first Pestilence one. As you say, we haven't really seen much of Clan Pestilence since right at the start of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. They haven't really been in the limelight so much, but it's nice to see some new miniatures. The new models are great. Like, the detail on some of these is really lovely. So you can see things like extended fingernails are like longer than other Skaven because they've kind of let them grow long as kind of weird, gross
This
rat
guy
priests.
is
Lots
my
of kind of
favorite.
cool flowing
shanks.
gas effects coming out of the plague
That's it,
sensors
yeah.
and stuff that I don't think we really had the last time we had miniatures.
The draping robes, that kind of thing, because the original ones, the original plague monks, as it were, because obviously they were quite compact, weren't they?
Had to rank up, obviously.
That's it. Whereas these guys are free to flow out and let the stench waft.
You've also got lots of opportunities there for really
They
nice
don't
kind
know
of
what
painting
deodorant
techniques.
is.
So what we've seen a lot of things like Golden Demon is people have been using the really lovely models you have for Warhammer Underworld to kind of show off painting techniques, and I think there's some nice opportunities here with things like the gas clouds, but also glowing warpstone opportunities and rusted and corroded copper oxide and iron oxides and stuff like that, and kind of battered and dirty cloth and rags and all sorts of stuff. Some really nice little narrative touches in the mix as well. So you've got like old sewer vents, and I like the guy top right there has got some bookmarks in his book of plague, which is like, oh, that's a really good plague. I'll remember that one for later. I'll bring that out at a special occasion. But really fun, evocative, beautiful miniatures that are great in game as well. So here we go. Let's have a look at some of the rules. So this is your boss, Skabbik. And he's got a special ability called Befouler. A few of your guys have got this ability. It means you can stagger enemies nearby just because the sheer unpleasantness of being within proximity of these guys is enough to kind of set your fighters back a little bit. He's okay in a fight. You've got quite a lot of models in the warband, so he can take the hits, he can dish them out pretty well as well. And you can see as well there that your Inspire condition is about corrupting territory. So that's the thing these guys are trying to do on the battlefield is effectively get models into zones of the battlefield to corrupt them, and then that gives you bonuses, not just to Inspire, but also some of the other abilities your
That's it. It'd be corruption. As you say, mechanic works really well for getting them all their glory tokens and stuff as well.
Yeah. So there we go. There's a little bit more about how that corruptor and befouler thing works there. So effectively, to corrupt a territory, you basically need to push some of your models into there, either befoulers or more of your other friendly fighters. So the befoulers effectively are the ones with those plague sensors that are spewing out the gas. The other units are just the kind of common or garden plague monks.
Yeah.
But it also means you can use that little pet rat to kind of scoot in and do a little bit of sly corruption while no one's looking.
Sneaky corruption.
Yeah. A little bit about how they win their games as well. So there's a lot there about making sure that you've got corrupted territory, or that you've put your befoulers.
That's a lovely piece of artwork. Infected corpse pile. Score this in equal phase if 2 or more territories are corrupted with the warband. I have no idea how any of this stuff works because I do not play this stuff, but I do love the models. I love that artwork in the back there. He's got his monk beads right there. He's got his little, I think that belongs to somebody else, his little incense thing. Anyway, just really like these models.
In positions to kind of claim objectives and that sort of stuff.
And that's it. With 6 of them on the team, you've got a little bit more numbers than a lot of the sort of elite forces. So you're able to kind of run around them a little bit.
Yeah, they are tricksy. So they're still Skaven. So they're quite relatively resilient for being kind of a bit nurgly around the edges. But they're still, they're relying on the numbers as much as anything, and making sure that the tricks go their way. So in a straight fight, Skaven probably aren't going to win most of the time.
No.
But they never fight in a straight fight, so it's always going to be...
No, they always shank you in the back.
Doing something a bit cheeky. This is quite a fun card as well. This is the Voice of the Great Corruptor. So basically, if your leader dies, one of the other ones can just take his place and pretend that it was his plan the whole time to be the leader. There we go. Right. Okay. Staying in the Mortal Realms for now. That was Warhammer Underworld. We've got a little bit of something to show you from the other skirmish game set within the Mortal Realms. Something new for Warcry. Let's take it away.
Is it Seraphon? No, it's orcs. Well, goblin. Ooh. Red eyes skulk in the darkness. Got some gripes with this one. Join the Kruleboyz on the hunt.
Yeah, so these are brand new Kruleboyz warband for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry.
Alright, so I like this guy. I love this guy right here. These, I don't know about. They're neat, but these guys they're too, I don't know, maybe it's their paint scheme. They just look kind of cartoony and not really orky to me. Like, they should be bigger and buffer.
Yeah, really cool. These are my jam, basically. This is Oryx is my choice of army currently for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it's exciting to see a new warband form in Warcry. Alex, what do we know about these guys?
So the Monsta-Killaz, as their name probably suggests, is that they hunt monsters and kill them. However, that is not their only task. So these guys are big on catching monsters. So, if you want to wrangle a massive beast, you send these guys out. You'll notice a lot of their weapons, they tend to either be sort of injuring weapons or the harpoon. So you've got the beast knob up front. He's covered in various trophies and skins. He brings the experience, tricks, traps, because these guys favour Mork a little bit more than Gork. And that trident, as you can see, is roped to it.
Big,
so you can throw it and then put a
big
fork
reel it in,
back
sort of
in.
thing. Yeah.
And they work very well as a skirmishing unit, because you've got the Gnarlwood Howlers, Those are the monkey style
Yes.
characters there, and they give you a little bit of speed. Basically, the idea for them is that they scream, they shout. They're a little bit dangerous, but their main trick is to be both a distraction and to kind of scamper up trees and steal eggs. Because you'll notice there you've got a
Okay.
clutcher grot, because every good warband needs it.
Yes. I like this guy.
Because you can either throw a grot at the problem as bait, or, as you can see there, he's holding an egg. Because these guys, they're a little bit cleverer than the average orc. So instead of facing, say, some of the mightiest alpha beasts of Gur, why not steal an egg, raise it, and then it's slightly easier to deal with.
So
Make
these
an
fit in
omelet.
with things like your breaker bosses,
That's it.
other kind of monster tamers within the Kruleboyz. They go out into the wilds, find the eggs of ferocious beasts and creatures, and can bring them back to kind of break-in training sort of thing to be part of the Kruleboyz forces.
That's it. You've got the neck slicers there. They're the ones that essentially have those little bone helmets. They've got a couple of hides from things they've killed, but really, as you can see, their job is to wound, to corral, to kind of get the beast in place so that beast knob can take it down. You've also got, not shown in the picture, you've got the Baller Boys, and they were the ones from the video that seem to be calling out, and their things, they whoop, they holler, they've got those drums that they beat erratically, basically as a combination of a distraction or to sort of deafen and disorientate.
Or like a lure sort of thing. So if you get you find like a swamp dragon or something, you get it to follow those guys away from its nest, send in the grots to grab the eggs and get off.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool, very cool. So yeah, looking forward to these. Obviously, these will also be usable in Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well. So I'm quite sure I'll be picking up some of these to use in both Warcry and Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So I'm excited about that.
That's going to be a pass for me, just because I don't really play these games. But I do like this guy here in the middle, and then the goblin with the egg. The others are just kind of meh. They're just meh.
Great. Okay, so moving away from the mortal realms, we do have something new to show you from the old world. So here is